Reincarnated as a tree. Despite being unable to move around, he makes the best use of his situation. Using his cheat abilities, he continues to make himself stronger. He also manages to tame a few monsters, using which he only gets even more powerful. Nonetheless, trouble still sniffs him out, as he gets targeted by a giant mutated snake, who takes the life of his human daughters. Yu vows to never let such a situation happen ever again, promising to enhance himself until no one is a match for him. He soon again faces another problem. The Special Organization, an institute created to study spiritual power, sent its men to investigate Yu's territory. Join him on his journey as he overcomes these obstacles and makes his way to becoming a tree god. Moreover, more and more monsters keep appearing, now significantly overpowering the men. Yu, claiming he had given them a prior warning already, then orders his pets to kill the men. As the team faces a certain demise, Yan Gao, despite his gaping wounds, gets back up to fight and resolves himself to get his battalion out of this situation. Thanks to his valiant effort and bravery, Yan Gao manages to keep true to his word and escape the forest, along with his troops. Nonetheless, this incident caused the battalion to lose 6 of its men. As they tuck their tails between their legs and run away, Yan Gao thinks to himself that the honey badger, having received 2 pricing shots, will most probably not survive their confrontation. Meanwhile, Yu feels relieved after getting rid of the pests who ventured into his territory, wishing they decide to not return for a while. Claiming he wanted to kill every single one of them where they stand, he decides against this in order to not attract more attention. In addition, he also claims that their investigation will be put on hold because of this incident. However, when they eventually return here again, they will take their last breaths. As such, he also vows to himself to evolve to a point where no human will be a match for him. On the other hand, Xiao King is still controlling Xiao Ling's body, revealing to have left with the other team. Xiao King asks Yu if she will have to live in this body from now on. He replies in an affirmative, delighted that this may prove to be a wonderful opportunity to break into the human race and gather as much info as possible. As Xiao Ling travels with the young men of the team, they get bewitched by her beauty and fall head over heels for her. Suddenly, as Xiao King reaches her limit, Ling goes back to sleep, prompting the men to name her Sleeping Beauty. Xiao King, in the meantime, is thoroughly exhausted after controlling Ling's body for over 15 hours straight. To help her recover faster, Yu gives her some of his life essences, hoping it will also increase her control time. As Xiao King gladly partakes, the rest of Yu's injured pest also show up. Honeybanger looks to be on the verge of dying, and as such Yu claims that giving the badger his sap will only worsen his condition. Therefore, using his roots and branches, he locates a water source and creates a small lake in front of him. Using this lake's water, he then adds his life essence to it. As such, the pets get to have a relaxing break playing in the water while healing in the process. As some time passes by after the whole forest ordeal, back at the Special Organization Research Institution, Yan Gao gives the report to his superior. His superior, an old and long-bearded man, claims that Yan Gao and his group encountered a tough foe this time. Yan Gao claims that the change in the mountainside is certain, adding there is numerous powerful mutated beasts there. He also tells him about the presence of the thick fog there, revealing that, in his opinion, the mist has the ability to affect the human mind and spirit. Nonetheless, there is still no explanation for this phenomenon yet, ordering Yan Gao to put the forest in the yellow warning area, as the fog isn't very dangerous. He also tells him to keep an eye out for any abnormalities in the area. Moreover, if any do occur, he is to immediately put the zone into the red hazard area. Yan Gao accepts this task and heads to leave when his superior asks him about the girl he brought back, Xiao Ling. Yan Gao excitedly replies that Ling has a fire elemental talent and reveals that she might be the strongest amongst her generation. Being out in the yellow area, Yu is considered lucky as, even though the nation has surveillance over it, this area is still dispensable. Back in the forest, Red Fox and Honey Badger are having a spar while the rest watch them fight. However, Red Fox is stronger and ends up winning. Yu is also feeling relieved after no one else was sent over. Thinking it would be better if they never returned, he gets approached by the Tempest Wolf Pack. They have brought live animals for Yu to kill so he can gain points. Glad to have tamed all these beasts, Yu is overjoyed at the advantages they give him. As such, while the monsters eat the dead animals, he checks out he can upgrade currently. Having 172 evolution points saved up, Yu decides to strengthen half of his branches even more. As he does so, he finds that in addition to getting stronger, he has also gained new abilities such as paralysis and stun. Unable to wait, he decides to test out his new powers and hits the honey badger with the attack. However, the badger quickly gets back up again, calling this ability a scam and demanding his points back. He gets angry when King reveals that honey badgers are born with anti-toxic properties. Surprised at her arrival, he questions her why she is here. King reveals that it is extremely boring at the special organization, as they don't allow her to do much of anything. Furthermore, according to Yan Gao, she has to pass a test in order to enter the Spiritual Power Research Institute. In addition, she claims that if she fails, she will have to go back, leaving Yu Jiayu concerned. In order to motivate her, he decides to bribe her with some life essence, and she gets fired up. In a serious expression, King also vows to not fail, stating she will do whatever is necessary if someone is to get in her way. As the fated day of the test arrives, Yan Gao accompanies Xiao Ling to her test area. On their way, he also explains that the two reasons for the creation of the institution are to study spiritual power and cultivate super beings. As they reach the hall, a lot of other people are also present to take the test. Soon after, Yan Gao's superior, revealed to be the director of the special organization, addresses the crowd. He announces that the world is changing drastically, and as such, in order to keep humankind alive, they will have to adapt and evolve as per the situation. If not, their kind will be in jeopardy, adding that this place was created solely for this reason. He pumps up the recruits, telling them to open up a new era. And so, the testing finally begins, with a power test being the first. As students check tier power level, the results seem to be somewhat lacking in comparison with the first generation. Suddenly, one girl named Yan Lingling steps forth as per her turn. As she tests her power level, she leaves the examiner shocked, revealing her level to be 2000, a high-class and terrifying level. Her capabilities, and adjacent to her spectacular looks, quickly makes her the talk of the school, as others praise her profusely. At last, it's finally Xiao Ling's turn. As she heads towards the area, both Yan Gao and the director watch her intensely. As she starts with the test, her strength immediately becomes evident. Reaching a level of 5000, her strength is unlike anything is ever seen before. This makes even the director speechless, while the crowd goes apeshit. However, this is not the end, as the number continues to go higher, eventually stopping at around 6000. Ling also managed to destroy the testing machine in the process, leaving Lingling bewildered at what she just witnessed. Despite this, the examiner continues with the process. The second round is revealed to be the aptitude test. Moreover, the students are segregated into high and low classes and then sent to the test site via portals. As Ling and Lingling are both high class, they now have to act as a team. Upon entering the portal, they find themselves faced with Yan Gao, who claims that the test is managing to lay even a single hand on him. By doing this, they will gain victory. Meanwhile, back in the forest, Yu Jiayu enjoys his tranquil time in nature. However, he suddenly smells something funky. Upon looking at his surroundings, he learns that Honey Badger has just pooped right next to him. As he beats him up, Yan Gao easily defeats all the students. As he mocks them for being weak, he claims that they will all be eliminated if they keep up this embarrassing effort. Ling and Xiao Ling, being the only two left standing, continue to face Yan Gao despite being exhausted and fatigued. With only 10 minutes left remaining until the test ends, he tells them to work hard, only that might be able to keep them from being eliminated. Lingling is already at her limit and is unable to do much. On the other hand, Ling, after hearing that she could be sent home, refuses to be eliminated and suddenly powers up immensely. Using her fire elemental talent, she rushes into her unshaken and confident enemy. Surprised to see her using flames to speed up her attack, Yan Gao wonders how much she can control her fire. As he tries to mock her in order to infuriate her, Ling again speeds up significantly, managing to pull off advanced techniques. As such, she again rushes into her foe, who barely manages to avoid the onslaught of blows. Just as she finally finds an opening, Lingling interferes with her attack. She kicks Ling in the face, sending her flying. Lingling, barely in time, manages to make contact with Yan Gao and advances into the next round. Yan Gao, on the other hand, rushes to check up on Ling, who is bleeding heavily. Suddenly, Lingling starts to ridicule Ling, claiming she is no match for her and she should just return to the mountains where she came from. Ling, remembering her vow to not let anything interfere with her plan, decides to deal with the one who interfered in her battle. As such, she quickly rushes to Lenlim, grabbing her by the face and mashing her head into the ground. Unable to respond or defend, Lingling receives heavy damage. She tells Ling to stop, claiming the examination is already over. She also asks if she wants to kill her, to which Ling replies yes. Just as she hits Ling with a powerful attack, with intense bloodlust, her attack gets stopped by Yan Gao in the nick of time. He also calms Ling down, telling her that she has passed the test. Upon hearing this, Ling quickly turns back to normal, while Ling is left paralyzed by fear and knocked unconscious on the ground. As Yan Gao thinks he might have bitten off more than he can chew, the director is overjoyed at Ling's abilities and wants the school to dedicate their time to properly cultivating her. Soon after passing, King, who is controlling Ling remotely, tells her result to Yu Jiayu, making him delighted upon hearing the news. She reveals that in her school, she is now considered a genius who managed to reach the 8th class at a very young age. Furthermore, Yu Jiayu reveals that the villagers have all also moved towards the cities, deserting their hoes in the mountains for the future's sake. Time flies by, and now winter has already arrived. Despite the weather, he continues to evolve further, evolving his breaks one at a time. As he claims that the crisis will not stop in spite of it being winter, he states that the smell of death and blood will soon engulf the air. Meanwhile, a shadowy figure of a powerful beast can be seen in Yu Jiayu's forest. On the other hand, in the Northwest Territories, the special organizations have finally reached a cave. Revealing this cave required many sacrifices to reach, they are still happy that they have managed to discover the pit of spiritual stones. Suddenly, the troops hear an unsettling and unpleasant growl. As they turn back to take a look around, they find a sliver centipede, a strong mutated monster. The centipede then proceeds to attack the troops, as they all run around helplessly trying to defend themselves. On the flip side, Yu Jiayu has finished enhancing his branches. Happy that he is about to reach rank 2. He claims he only has to evolve 8 of his roots to achieve this. In addition, he states that when he does become rank 2, nothing, except for maybe nuclear weapons, will be able to defeat him. However, he also theorizes that after attaining the rank, humans will discover their existence because of the fluctuations caused by evolution. As he genuinely fears humans for the first time as a non-human, Xiao King interprets his thoughts while claiming a huge problem has occurred. Back at the Special Research Institution, Yan Gao learns that every single member of the Northwest Squad has been exterminated as the spiritual power leaked out of the stones and attracted many mutated beasts to them. Revealing that there were only a huge amount of mutated mice and birds at first, they announce that a sliver centipede, with a spiritual level of over 120,000 has appeared there. Therefore, in order to deal with such a formidable enemy, extraordinary forces are sent out. Nonetheless, even for them, this fight is not going to be easy. Meanwhile, Yu Jiayu learns that humans have recently discovered a spiritual ore stone and a natural mine along with it. The spiritual stone is revealed to be a stone with a lot of energy inside it which can aid in upgrading body strength at high speeds. Upon its discovery, all the institutes fell into dispute over it, as King claims that this discovery will enable humans to keep up with the evolution of the beasts. Yu Jiayu is visibly enraged, claiming his plan to evolve further than any human might be able to have failed. He curses humans and their adaptability. Furthermore, King also informs him of the appearance of the Sliver Centipede, a rank 2. He adds that the soldier deployed there for protection have all been slaughtered, along with about half of the extraordinary team. This statement leaves Yu Jiayu perplexed, as he wonders how that centipede manages to reach a high rank while still being Loki. He inquires if the humans have deployed a team to fight back against this monster, however, leans that since the organization prepared for something like this, they still haven't. He also asks her if he might be able to beat it, but learns while the centipede has a level of 120,000, he has a level of only 16,000. Soon, Ling returns after her report to H Institution. Once there, she asks to visit the Northwest in order to see the centipede, but her request gets refused. Meanwhile, Yu Jiayu is still gathering up points to evolve. Upon hoarding the required amount, he enhances all his roots at once, experiencing immense pain. Despite this, he continues while on the other side. Honey Badger is seen injured and bleeding. The Honey Badger is revealed to be out on a normal hunting trip. As he catches some food and prepares to eat, he runs into a group of poor and hungry otters. He shares his prey with them, despite making a god-awful face, and they quickly become pals. As it decides to head back after finishing its meal and receives a nut as a token of gratitude, it suddenly gets attacked by a large beast. This dinosaur-like monster makes Honey Badger lose his mind, and in an attempt to get the first hit in, he rushes to attack the beast. However, he gets easily defeated and receives heavy damage. The Tempest Wolves eventually find Honey Badger's injured and bleeding body. They decide to bring it to Yu Jiayu, who claims that he's lucky to have managed to survive this confrontation as the foe was much stronger than him. Nonetheless, Yu Jiayu proceeds to feed the badger his sap and puts him in the lake of healing. On the other hand, he sends out the pack of Tempest Wolves and Red Fox to locate the beast which injured his beloved pet, while making a terrifying expression, claiming that this monster has managed to keep hidden. Despite the thick mist, it should not be a pushover. As such, he cannot let it continue living here, classifying this beast to be a major threat. Suddenly, King also chimes in and wants to fight this foe. Yu Jiayu, again, is surprised to see her arrive so quickly. She tells him that she has found Lingsh, something which might be able to suppress his presence. Nonetheless, she classes him it will be difficult to retrieve this Lingshi. He tells her to take it easy, telling her not to rush. Suddenly, an epiphany strikes him as he remembers something important. He remembers the underground river filled with spiritual energy, which he previously detected via his roots. He theorizes that this energy might be from a mine of spiritual stone, where they might be able to recover some Lingzhai. This also makes him think that their current foe must also possess some. As such, he orders his pets to only locate this monster and not confront it, calming they will die if they choose to do so. Moreover, he dived the pets into 3 groups. Red Fox and the Wolves are tasked to check out the scene. Crane and the Falcons are ordered to check the sky, and King is tasked to find the monster underground, near the mine, reminding them all to avoid confrontation. He orders them to leave and they all get to their tasks. As finds the river and continues upstream, she finds that the situation is just like Yu Jiayu's prediction. The river is covered with spiritual stones. Happy she managed to locate this so easily, she then suddenly hears a roar. Emanating from this roar is a powerful energy, something QNNG claims to be at a level higher than Yu Jiayu. Upon further investigation, she finds that the monster in question is an Earthstone elephant turtle. She claims that it is fortunate that they managed to find this monster so earlier, as if it was given more time, it would have further evolved into something unimaginable. Upon closer inspection of the surroundings, she finds a blood grass, a companion of the spiritual stone and the most important treasure in order to advance. Feeling that these gerbs will prove to be quite beneficial for her master, she decides to take some back with her. Suddenly, just as she is picking the herb, she gets attacked by the elephant turtle. King is perplexed and questions how on earth this beast can see her, claiming it might be because it has already ranked up. Nonetheless, she tries to defend herself against this powerful opponent and launches an attack. However, the beast also responds in kind, and his attack's shockwave notifies the rest of the pets. Meanwhile, Yu Jiayu, thanks to his roots, has learned that King has encountered and enraged the beast. As he checks up on the badger's condition, he finds him to be gone. Badger is revealed to have traveled all the way down in order to take his revenge on the one who trampled over him. As such, he faces the elephant turtle, and so an eoic bat ensues. Honey badgers repeatedly attack his opponent haphazardly, caring not for himself. Despite receiving major damage, he continues to get back up. Pyong claims that it will die at this rate, but Badger, never wanting to be helpless ever again, still vows to defeat his foe. The end, for now.